welcome to another Collector Talk. And today we have a special guest, and Mr. David Yu. Hello, and welcome to the first German live stream. Today in English, but with the first German people. And thanks for your time, man. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Moment.
How are you?
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for having me on your show today.
Yes, we have today a couple of questions about collecting, not about VeVe and soon and when Pokemon and so on. We talk today only about collecting and what are David's thoughts on some things. And I'm really excited. Chris is a buddy of me. We do this Collector Talk together since January this year. And we do this all time in German, but today with David we talk English. And if you have questions, drop these questions in the chat, and then we look if we can answer.
I will try to answer everything.
Okay, I think Chris, you have the first question, right?
Yeah, it's burning in the back of my head forever. I would like to know the process, how the exclusive cover artists for Marvel are chosen. I understand that it's in the hands of Marvel, but I was just so interested, like how much you guys are involved, and like if I want to have a special artist like Todd Knock, you already have Todd Knock there, that is awesome. But there's a few other artists I would like to see on the exclusive covers. So who need I go to disturb every day on Twitter to make that happen?
No, to be very honest with you, the exclusive cover, it is very much control on many things. Number one is Marvel does, the publishing side, do have a list of talents that they pick. And you just have to keep in mind that not every single talent that we want to have on VeVe is going to be available, right? Because they're going to be doing other works for Marvel, for different covers that they bring out. I mean, you have to keep in mind Marvel brings out maybe up to 55, 60 new comics every single month. So it's number one is always about who's ready to pick up the work, and also how fast they can respond to it. And the VeVe covers, I mean, I was very lucky to meet a lot of them during the Comic-Con. If you guys do join us in Comic-Con, you will meet a lot of the actual VeVe artists with their artist alley booth. I was very lucky to pick up quite a few covers of the VeVe work.
Oh,
I think I picked up maybe about 4 or 5 just by walking around and identifying them. But with the exclusive cover coming up, we are going to be doing a lot of extra special things. So you just have to wait and see. There'd be some really amazing artwork to do with our collectible that we'll be releasing on VeVe. So please do watch out on those one.
ooh.
But by the way, what are your thoughts as a collector about the exclusive covers? I mean, you are a comic collector too, and I'm I'm a collector, a comic collector too, and I love these collectibles, these covers, and they're so different to the normal versions, and I think they look so much better.
I mean, the exclusive cover has been around for a long time. It's not just for VeVe. I mean, if you own a comic chain store and you order enough comic and you commission your artist to draw it, it's very likely that if you work out a deal with Marvel Publishing, they will make an exclusive cover run for you. And in general, those covers are very, very small run. But just so keep in mind, they are as little run as what we have shown on the VeVe apps. I mean, some of the covers only in the hundreds, or less than 1,000, or less than 3,000. In real life, exclusive covers for retail stores, the variants, are very similar. So it's pretty much in parts, like 1 in 25 or 1 in 30, which means, you know, how we have the commons, the uncommons, the rare, the ultra rare. So the exclusive cover variant are very much in line with how we release them in the app. So they are exclusive to VeVe. And yeah, oh, I nearly give away something.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds great. By the way, what is your best collectible in your collection, in your whole collection? Can you say it? Or
You mean comic, or do you mean comics, or do you mean anything?
anything?
I I do have a lot of collectibles. I mean, warehouse and warehouse for them. I mean, obviously, I work in retail, so you know, I try to get the store manager always give me a dip into some of the super rare. I mean, I collect from. Recently, I bought a lot of basketball card boxes unopened with autograph. Because the TV series, The King of Collectible, kind of got me addicted to that. And I kind of clean out quite a bit of stock. And right this moment, I'm keeping them sealed. I'm just waiting to see if there's a super hot player autograph hasn't been pulled. And maybe I was going to do some live stream. So trading cards, a big one. I mean, obviously, I have Pokemon going back to early as the first editions, same as Yu-Gi-Oh card, some of the Magic the Gathering. I mean, recently Magic the Gathering have released a collab set with Lord of the Ring. They done a collab, I think, with Warhammer, which I bought 2 cases worth, and those are unopened yet. So my collection goes from trading cards to comic to artwork. So and obviously final toys. I'm a huge fan of final toys, but some of the collectible that means a lot to me. I'm always looking for the one of ones and something really extremely unique that people can't own. So I can share some with you today. I mean, for an artist size, Frank Miller, many of you know I talk a lot about Frank Miller recently on the VeVe season 5, the Batman Black and White. I think most people don't really know every single artist that we bring on. And some of these, once you own them, you get to know them, right? You develop something. For example, Todd. It's a perfect way to explain. Right, once you're on the top in VeVe, you kind of look for his statue, you look for the toy, and I can see one in your background. And then there's the blue version, which is a Japanese limited edition version. But Frank Miller has to recently set some of the world most high record in pricing, and obviously, we as a collector, you don't really collect just because the price appreciate, and naturally the price appreciate because the artist and the talent behind it gets more and more popular, and they get more popular not because the artwork is you know, the character they draw, because it's all about the style, their character, how they get into it. And Frank has a very different style type of artwork. And obviously, a lot of you who doesn't know, you know, he's the guy behind Elektra, Daredevil, a lot of these inspired character that came in to Marvel in the early days. I do own quite a bit of Frank's artwork. I'm going to show you one of the original cover that he inked. That's in the Daredevil. I think I picked this up New York Comic Con maybe last year. So I thought this is a real good one that I can share with all the fans. Yeah.
Really
and
nice.
this is similar to the Batman one. he has, and I think the original Batman one that's going for the multiple millions is basically this cover.
Wait.
Yeah, that's a sign.
Wow.
Oh, you have one. Oh, 98 and sign, same as mine. Yeah, this is a trophy piece for me. Obviously, uh, you know, the original artwork is out of reach at the moment. And I don't think the guy who bought it for that money is going to be short of money to sell it to me. For
Yeah.
price.
That was like 2.1 million,
Yeah, maybe a little bit
2.3,
more.
something around that.
Yeah, some quite record price. So ever since that record price came out from Heritage Auction, his artwork has just continued to be going up in price. And I do try to collect other covers he done. Obviously, he's drawn this Batman, and hopefully we will bring that Batman out. Two of the more famous character was this too. Obviously, the Daredevil and the Elektra, and look at that beautiful long neck. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And there are a few others which I haven't got in front of me. But even with trading cards, I mean, we saw some of the crazy price that went on the King of Collectible about Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, these type of cards. My most prized collection, apart from my original first edition cards and unopened boxes, I have to say I was very, very, very lucky in 2019, December 11th. I did manage to send 4 trading cards, 2 Yu-Gi-Oh and 2 Pokemon to space. And I actually have a certificate to prove it went to space, and the cards right in front of me. I haven't got them as PSA graded, but I got a couple Mewtwo I sent up. I sent up a couple the Dark Ruler, a couple of these exclusive, which whatever I could find, I got the guy send it to the NASA space station cargo to be rocket up to the space. So these are collectible where you obviously money can buy because they went up,
But David, you say you watched the whole King of Collectibles series, right?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Is it possible to see you one day there too?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it's a very, very addictive series, right? I didn't actually know it was on Netflix. I had to borrow. I mean, VeVe's take up all my time. I actually had to steal someone else's Netflix account just to watch that series. And yeah, I binge watched it over the 2 days. It's just fascinating, right? I mean, and I quite often talk about VeVe collectibles. Most VeVe collectibles only been out for a couple of years. I mean, Pokemon card, these items they're talking about is going back to 1998, 99. The Michael Jordan, some of the rookie card, the singlet they use in Barcelona, these were going back to 1992. And obviously over the year, as Jordan retired, for example, that is scarce because he's not playing anymore. He's not wearing any more shoes or jerseys, sports player. And it just rocketed up because there's just that supply and demand. There's so many people just want to get their hands onto some of these one-of-ones. And that's what collecting's all about, is a little bit about the breaking rights. I mean, I'm here to show you some of the collectible I have. And digital-wise, it's very similar. People in the future, and we'll see new generation of kids, they talk about oh, what digital collectible I have. They can show it on the phone. They can easily project it out in AR. And I really do believe that that market and that generation is going to come in because they're growing it up. And a lot of these people who's buying these one-of-one sign cards or singlet, I'm pretty sure it's because when they were young, they were inspired by these talent, their dream. That's how they open up. They want to be the best. They also want to play basketball, or they want to collect cards. But when they get to a stage in their life, they have disposable income. They want to go back and chase and buy that dream. So I really think that digital collectible will be the same thing. The new generation that is being born, that who's used to online gaming, buying digital skins, they're gonna go back in years to come and go, oh my god, my dad used to buy Todd. Now I also want one, and that demand will be driven up by that age group. And because when they get a job, when they're over 18, 21, uh, when they become, if some of them become successful, they have a lot of disposable income, they will go back. They will want to collect one of everything. They will want to collect one of every black and white Batman. And I mean, I give you an example. There's only, I believe, from what I've been told, there's maybe only 2 to 3 people in the world have every single Batman black and white statue, from the first one to the 102, I think, is being out. Because we're talking about 15, 16 years of these statues coming out. Not every single one of people out there can manage to secure one of everything. But now it's available through digital. You could eventually own every single one version of these digital in the palm of your hand. And instead of searching through eBay, looking for all around the world in the corner, try to find and fill that missing piece, digital is just going to be much more accessible. And that's what VeVe is about. It's about providing a new medium, a new channel for you to have easy access to collecting. I mean, I see behind Chris, you got quite a bit of DC, and I see a huge range of artwork you have behind the wall. And it gives you that buzz every time you have a new one. You just want to chase one more coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what this is about, right?
Yeah. So, what I get from that, you're really someone who wants the special collectible, the really scarce ones, right? So scarcity matters a whole lot for your collection.
Yeah.
Do you have things in your collection that are not especially scarce, but still like a very emotional piece for you?
Yeah. Even some of the first earlier artwork I own, and these are going back to prints. A lot of these artists, and plus a lot more artists that's coming on VeVe, I've been collecting their artwork for many years. For example, Ron English, I started collecting Ron's stuff probably early 2000. And back in the days, Ron's work is very different, and it wasn't very scarce back then. You could easily get one because he wasn't as famous as he is now, so you were easily able to obtain them. And I so those things, for example, they are not super scarce, but they are very important to me because that's how I got into collecting art. And I guess every single thing I collect really reflects me. In that era, I go through a time period where I love monocolor, like black and white things, and then I go through a phase where everything is super pop art, super great colors everywhere. I love coarse artwork. The artwork is just so bright, so colorful. And then I go through a period, like his artwork is beautifully line. The line is just the most amazing finish and clean. And then I go through a period where I just love artwork that is so busy, and it's just crazy. Like most people look at it, they just go, "Oh my god!" They don't know where to start, because every time you look at that artwork, it tells you a different story, or you see a different reflection image on it. So I go through that. And there are things that's not super popular. I collect, and because it's nostalgia. For example, on my left here, maybe I could move it around a little bit just to show. I own one of these Rocketeer,
Oh,
and
Wow.
this is an artwork painted on oil paint.
what?
On and the Rocketeer means it's huge. It goes all the way to the ground. It means so much to me because, and it's not extreme valuable, but it's meaningful because that's the era where I grew up. I mean, instead of Iron Man back in the day, watching on a TV screen, Rocketeer was the man, right?
Yeah,
And that was the beginning of all that possibility. Guys can fly in the sky. So that's hung in my little office room here, and I look at it every day, but I don't get tired of it. And yeah, I mean, that gives you some idea the type of work I like, and it's really all about the things that I grew up with from my childhood. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
a real collector. I totally, I can relate to all of that, all the stuff. It's exactly like we do. It's great.
David, you have so many physical collectibles. Is it sometimes too much for you? You say you have, I don't
Yeah.
know, 3 Warhols or so. Do you know how much collectibles do we have? Or are it too much?
Yeah, I got a lot of like a 5 feet, tall statues pop through some of the famous work I collect, artists. It's countless, and I go down collecting things as small as stamps. Um, I y- I got a couple albums here of every single US stamps released.
Wow.
I think it has, every set from, this is volume B, the early, some of the precedent one that we're releasing in VeVe will be in the volume A. So it's pretty much every set you can think of.
Wow.
Um,
Wow. Crazy.
I actually click them. So VeVe is really, in a way, a dream come true. When you go through collecting old nostalgia, physical collectible, now having the ability to able to bring it into the digital, it's almost unbelievable for me.
How you manage to keep up with all the stuff? Like, you are so busy, and okay, you don't get much sleep, but how do you manage it? I'm just imagining right now, you're sitting in a meeting, somebody is talking about some technical stuff, and you're on your phone on eBay. Oh, I need this collectible. It's only 30 seconds.
Yeah, I do. I love to go to the Comic Cons, the estate sales. When I do get time to go out, I normally go out to the big fairs, the markets, and I pick up a lot of things. I mean, on my left up here, there's the 3 Mexican, the animal they made from wood, that was brought back about a year, maybe a year before last. And I can't remember. Maybe I got that from LA, one of the LA flea market. And I just loved the colors and the culture. And then when I bought it back, Alex told me what they were, I believe. And then I went on the internet. Oh no, Gary Baseman told me what they were. I jump on the internet, and there's actually a whole lot of these animals from Mexico. You can start collecting. So I've just been and once you own one, the next time you see it, you spot it, you try to just add another one, and you just add one more, add one more. But my collection span beyond everything. It's not just Marvel. It's not just stamps. I mean, behind me, you probably see some records there. That record there. Oh yes, I'll tell you about my watches. Maybe I have it here. Oh. I got the Elton John Platinum record there. Yeah, that's the Elton John from the Yellow Brick Road, and this one from the Rolling Stones. Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, are these originals? Like the original?
Yeah, they are original. Then they actually are presented to the group. So that's been presented to Elton John. So that was, and that one's being presented to the Rolling Stones. So it's not just being presented to one of the writers or one of the person that works in the music or writing it. It's actually presented to them. Yeah, I mean the watches. I don't. I do collect watches, and especially small old antique pocket watches. Because you pick them up much cheaper and they're more affordable. But then the beauty about these smaller watches that you get to you open them up in the back and you see all the movements, and that really what intrigued me and open up how in the 30s 20s 1920s 30 how they can put this thing together and last forever. It just keep on going. And recently I acquired a couple pocket watches from Patek Philippe, and I acquired a couple. So two was from Patek Philippe, couple from IWC, and once again I bought them from estate sales or from a flea market, and the beauty about that is it's almost like a treasure trove. Someone might not want it, and then you pick it up, you go, oh my god, this is crazy, you selling it for this cheap. And then what I try to do a lot of time, if I can, and people already know this, I try to acquire 3 of everything, because I like to own. I like to open one for reading if it's comic. I keep one perfect condition, and then I try to use one later on to trade to keep this hobby going. And slowly over the time you just build up a collection when you start trading and swapping with people, and this is part of it. This is why collecting is so fun. And and that's how I really relax as well.
I think, Chris, you have the question to David. David, do you read comics?
Yeah. In fact, yesterday I bought a German #1 Pokemon comic. Yeah. I haven't received it, but a friend of mine was in the flea market and found a perfect copy of #1, and but it's not a graphic novel. It's the old Japanese style, but it's in German, which is very, very hard to find. I mean, I do read it once again. A lot of time I get it. I keep it in a good condition, but yes, I do read them.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I do buy the reprints when they come out. It's like the AF-15 I recently bought. As you probably know, recently DC bought out a lot of the reprints. The Batman #1, I think Superman #1 was all being reprinted. So I do buy them to flip through them.
So you're more for the classical stuff. You don't You don't go and buy actual storylines that are just came out, but you go
I-
for the.
No, I had the whole Marvel Civil War, but I tend to like to buy them when they all come out
Mhm.
at once. I just can't wait anymore to go through monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So most recent stuff I bought, I bought a lot of Top McFarlane. I bought the complete set of Spawn, but I have the original set now. I bought the graphic novel set. And it just allows me to go through it at one hit. So reading is good fun, and also it opens up ideas, what we should be bringing out, what's hot, what's trending out there.
Yeah, it's always I find myself when we bring some new comics, for example, like Spider-Man, the Ben Reilly Spider-Man comic. So that came out on VeVe, and then I'm pushed back to back in the day when I was reading all the Ben Reilly stuff, and suddenly he's so back in my mind again, like all the time, every day, and I start to go back to the comic books, and I'm starting to look around. Oh, maybe Hot Toys got a Spider-Man from that era or whatever. So that's really nice to see those things come back, and then your mind can make circles around that all the time again.
Yeah, I mean, Miles is another example. I mean, that's become crazy popular, right? I mean, if many of you, if you had time to go see that in the movies,
I've
the
been
new one.
yesterday.
Was it? What was it? Is it good? I mean, I haven't seen it, so don't
It's
tell me.
really, really good. And if you appreciate the artworks, someone like you can really appreciate the style of the movie, because there's so much you can pick up from different art styles from different eras. Amazing. It's so great. Really, it's an awesome movie.
Yeah, sometimes you do need to watch it a couple times to really appreciate, because the first time you're trying to glue to the storyline, and then the second time you go, oh my god, now that connects. So when you watch it over and over, you really do appreciate more, and the artists from their perspective, and the producers how they do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Dutch, VeVe Dutchland. Hello.
By the way, David, what think your family about your whole collection of collectibles? Do they like them, or is this a whole another world for them?
They actually don't know how deep I am. I'm into this so deep. I don't even know how to explain to them.
Too far gone.
It's They don't know how deep I'm in this collecting. But I've been collecting in a very, very young age. Many of you, if you have heard about the story, I started collecting stamp at a very young age, and then I got into the coins, the telephone cards, and from there onwards, then I started collecting art prints and art, and that's how this whole thing really built out. And don't get me wrong, I do have to trade them every now and then to get a better version of it. I mean, that Frank Miller comic, I do have a 9.6 and a 9.8, so I do have 2 copies of that. And I didn't find a 9.8 straight away. I saw someone had a 9.6 in one of the Comic-Con, and I picked it up, and then I realized the one I picked up was a variant cover. Now I need to get the original cover. And that's just how it goes, right? And collecting, but it's good fun.
Yeah, so you also do like us. You flip upwards. So you have a good piece, but then there's something that is even like, I remember I have to. Remember, it happens all the time. I get something and I'm so happy to have it, and then I get a chance to get something else, and it's like, okay, I love this piece, but I could love this piece even more. So now I gotta flip those.
Yeah, and that's why I try to get threes if I can. It gives me an opportunity to try out. Otherwise, I get emotional damage when I have to let the only one I have go just to get something else. Yeah, I mean the true collectors, when you get one example that's good. I mean, I guess it's very similar to how museum does it. I mean, you always think people donate things to the museum and they get copies of it and they get multiple, and they do. They get a lot of copies of the same artist. And what they do is they find the best example from that artist, and then they have to sell it off to fund the museum or the gallery to enhance it. And when someone donate another one that's a better version of, from that artist, which they don't have, they do that. They do trade it up. So it is a very known thing. I mean, I bought I bought a portfolio of Dali. It's a very well-known Spanish artist, and that actually came from a
One of my
French.
favorites.
Yeah, it came from a French museum. The French museum had a stamp on it on all the artwork on the portfolio, and the reason is because they found another example that was a bit better than the one that I have, and they constantly trade upwards as well.
Yeah, absolutely, my
That is awesome.
collectibles. Absolutely. Never ends. By the way, guys, give the stream a like if you like this format. And yeah, eventually we can do this a second collector talk with David.
Yeah,
If you want.
yeah. We'll try to do a good one day. Maybe I can show around the gallery when I do get a moment. And listen, I know this this stream was super overdue. Simon, thanks for waiting. I mean, it's maybe 3 months overdue. Every time he messaged me in an email, and I go, I'm either traveling or I can't do that time period. I really wanted to make this work. So thank you for waiting. And
no problem.
Yeah, I do deeply apologize. The fans out there mean so much to us, in every market, every corner of it. We know we have, users all around the world, so we try to be everywhere we can. So thanks for, letting me on the show, and sorry about the long wait.
No problem, David. No problem. It's absolutely worth to wait. I have a next question for you, and it's about mint numbers. What are your thoughts on the last mint numbers? That means not the first ones, 41 and so on. I mean the last one. I mean, what are your thoughts on this from a collector standpoint? Are this for you as a collector important too, to the first
Yes.
numbers?
Yeah. I'm crazy about mint numbers. I mean, not just even the number. I mean, my CGC grade, even the barcode number means something to me. Okay, so when I pick, if you have multiple copies of it, the barcode number means the next. How do I decide, I want this 9.8 over that 9.8? It's the numbers, right? So numbers are a big thing for me. And in real life, in physical, I try to click the lower number if I can, closer to number one, or I click towards the very last one. And let me explain to you how it works. Now, if a collectible is very, very popular, or a print is very popular, you could tell by which number they get to. So let's say if it's edition 300 and you own number 300, that means this entire run of print has been so popular, it's sold out. So, and a famous artist, Takashi Murakami, for example, his last edition numbers are worth much more than the early numbers, because he does so many prints out there that the most valuable one is the most popular one, and to tell the most popular one is towards the end of the run, and those are the most valuable one. That's number one. Number two, there are other artists out there. For example, Course, as you can see from the back of the collector, his artwork actually goes up in price tiers. So the first, let's say his art print comes out, there's edition 300 of them or 200. The first one to 50 is maybe $1,000, and number 51 to number 100 it become another tier price. And every time they sell out, the price actually go up. So when you get towards the last number, you knew this customer or this collector pay a premium for it. So the last number does mean a lot, depending on the artist and how they issue it and the popularity of it. But obviously, the earlier number means a lot as well, because often you go, wow, that's so wow, and I was the first one to realize it. That's why I got the first one. Or so yeah, the numbers are good fun. And special numbers, anniversary numbers for that artist, his birthday, the lucky numbers. I know a few Chinese collectors out there that they want to collect anything with 8 on it. I know a chap with multiple series 1, 2, 3, all in 8. So I mean, these are means a lot to them because that's how they've been brought up. And yeah, I mean, so they give you some idea why mint numbers are pretty popular. I did see on Twitter today, so there's a lot of people managed to get mint numbers all the same in that series.
Yeah.
I mean, that has to be probably the hardest thing to do. I mean, I very rarely to manage to own a series of collectible from even the physical artwork. That series is with the same mint number. It is exceptional, hard to get and hard to achieve. So really well done to those people who have managed to achieve the same mint number through the set. They are very, very, very difficult to do. Number one is I don't even know how they've done it, because you need to see them available for sale in the marketplace, and you pretty much need to be on the app the whole time. And same as owning the real artwork, you need to be on either eBay, auction house, to get the numbers all the same. Very, very difficult. So kudos to those people who really got them. I think I saw 2 or 3 Twitter posts today. People got matching numbers.
Do you collect mint numbers for sets in VeVe too, or is this only physical?
I couldn't do it. Dan's doing it.
Okay.
I feel some people out there know my handle, so I think when the minute they see me buy something, they put that number up. I do know Dan was telling me the other. Maybe no one knows. Well, people know now. Dan was going to go. Dan started to go for low numbers himself in recent day. He always brag about what he got a few days ago. So I know he's going for the lower mint number. I'm really I'm going to start to accelerate and build my collection. Especially in season 5. I just saw the season 5 collectible. Some of them are crazy low runs because obviously we've seen season 1 very small run, then 2, 3 went up, and 5 because the market was a bit softer. The edition size comes right down, and I think there are some real grill collectibles in season 5. We will see that cycle comes back again. I remember when Todd first came on VeVe, and I think Todd was 8,888 of them, or maybe 7,000, 8,000. And me and Dan was going, well, will this ever sell out? And I think it was down to the first 500 to 600. Then it just went. And recently we saw that with Hulk. Hulk on VeVe, 4,444 editions. The last 500 just went down, and people were just grabbing them up. So I do really believe that season 5 have some real grills there to be on, and so I'm actually trying to collect multiple sets in season 5.
Which MCP level are you, David?
Let me check. I do a live
or rank. Do you know the rank?
I check now, because you do know it moves up and down, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because you're really competing with your peers. I'm 61 level. Yeah, so I'm a master, which is good.
I think this was obvious.
Yeah. I did manage to acquire a lot of the Monster Hunter one before it stopped selling. Yeah. Well, it means a lot to me because I played the game. It's one of probably the biggest IP out there in gaming. And I read about the Niantic company who's making who made the Pokemon Go is making an AR game. I really think when that game comes out, the world will get to know that property a lot more, and it will be. I will think the Japanese people will think that's like the partner statue type of collectible, because Monster Hunter is such a big game for them. I'm looking forward to the Thanos coming out, the airdrop. I think there will be exceptionally the secret rare, especially. I think the user out there already know there's less than 900 possible secret rare will be dropped. I think that will be a very scarce item. And getting matching number of the Thanos, the warrior, and the Thanos will be quite incredible. So things like that, I think, will be amazing. So I need to check if Thanos will be season 6 or season 5. I think it will be count as season 6. So there'd be some good collectible coming out as well from there.
Okay. Chris, we have some more questions today.
Yeah. I would be so from how you talk about your collections and your collectibles, I can see some influence about the way you collect, what you bring to the brands as an idea. So that it presents itself like this is how it works. Like you talk to those brands. I guess from Marvel, I know they have a special department when they work with other companies when it's about a brand. So I guess you will be talking to them directly, and then you bring those real life collectible ideas and give them ideas how they can implement them in their VeVe experience. So is that about right? How it works?
Yeah. So initially, that's how we have done it. We wanted to make sure that the brand get translated correctly. So when you see the collectible digitally, you don't go, well, what the hell is that? It didn't make sense. Also, we QA a program. So as you know, in the Marvel, you have the premium statues and you have the mighties, and they create two type of collectors out there. People still can collect cheaply, and people can collect only premium if they choose to. And then there's a comic, which is even cheaper, the $6.99. For VeVe, in our next phase and our roadmap is to really work out, and we will be starting to announce in coming months some of these bigger partnership in regards to how we can make physical collectible companies out there to merge and to work with VeVe and to release something. We want to trial some digital pieces where physical and digital piece comes out from from these. So we are working out how we do it. We have seen movie company theaters groups. When you recently, you probably seen the Guardians third movie. There's a special thing we done with the movie Fandango, where you get the NFT when you purchase the movie ticket on their site. So we'll continue to bring these surprises and bonuses out. But digital was with toys and collectible will be another one we're looking to do. And hopefully in coming months we'll be starting to announce that phase of our business.
So I think the hardship here in Germany is, of course, most of these brands are based in America. So when there's digital releases, they're most likely digital stuff that is happening in America, and it's really hard to get there. So are there any ideas how to open that up more to Europe? Because that is the thing that has been going on forever. Like if you're a DC or Marvel fan, there's so much stuff happening that is only happening overseas. So that it's especially with the NFTs, you have the advantage that you can collect now more easily. When you bring in the digitals, it starts getting less easy again.
Let me think how we're gonna do it. We are opening. It's something I definitely will need to give some good thoughts on it. And we see what we can do to make it more fair and accessible for all the fans out there.
I guess ultimately it will depend on the brands, right? Like they make the decision in the end. But I guess
we do play quite a big part. We do. I really can't speak more because I might give too much away.
It's okay. But is there a solution?
Yes,
Okay.
there's a solution.
Okay.
There's a solution, and hopefully VeVe in the future when we do Comic Cons or we do shows, we will have physical pieces to sell with us in our stands that will travel with us, and we'll try to reach as many region and country as possible.
Okay.
Just to let you know, we are working very hard to work things like that out. Because we do understand the fans all across the world.
Yeah, but the important for me is that there is a solution.
Oh yes,
that you can say more.
Yeah, there's definitely solutions for them.
Okay, awesome. I have a big question, and it's too. In a couple of days, Apple release their AR and VR headsets, and do you buy one of these glasses?
I only read about it. There's huge hype on it. Is it coming out in a couple of days?
Yeah, on the 5th of May. June, sorry.
Really?
Monday. Yeah, Monday. Monday is the VVDC, and the most thing there on this day is their release. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. I have to check my local store. I don't think it's going to be available in New Zealand. Did you say it's Apple or Google?
Yeah, Apple. Google released, I think, yesterday a trailer of their headset.
I saw that. Sorry, that's the one I saw. But I didn't know Apple was releasing this week, coming out.
Yeah, I think so.
Now someone says it's going to be the presentation.
Yeah,
must be a presentation. It won't be released for sale.
No, not for sale, but the presentation.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it because we've been talking about this for a long time, and I can't give too much away about what VeVe is about. But ideally, what we are aiming for is every single headset is compatible. So we certainly be looking for, and the future that we believe in, that it will happen is that there will be a digital layer with the physical. So you saw that Rocketeer artwork next to me. I could be positioning a digital version of, let's say, Iron Man in front of it, but the only way I will be able to see it is through to the mixed reality AR glasses.
Mm.
We really believe that the technology will get so advanced that you will able to see the Batman, the Spider-Man, the superhero that you position in the room the way you want it every time you pick up the glasses and walk around and see your digital collectible on that physical layer.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly, that's going to happen. I mean, we're going to have autonomous car. We're going to, hopefully, we will be going to Mars based on what Elon says. That if that's going to happen, digital layer is going to happen as well. Waiting for that.
How do you feel if you know that you are a big part of a technical revolution in collecting as a collector? I think this is absolutely dream, or?
A major part, this revolution, by the way, it's us, you, me, all the VeVe fan out there. Because if you didn't collect it, there will be no movement in this revolution change of collecting, right? Because no one's collecting that. So it's us together. You guys are the early adopter. You guys are the foundation member of this whole entire movement. Because things are only as collectible if someone is actually collecting it. So if no one was buying VeVe, VeVe will not even be collectible. It will just go down as, oh, there was that company that did that AR thing. So every single hundreds of thousands of VeVe fan out there are changing the movement of how we collect. So it's not me and Dan. We just came up with a great idea, but without you guys fans out there, this would never happen.
Yeah. Thanks for this answer, David. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think there's a great question. Not a question, but an idea. And I heard this idea several times now about Star Wars collectibles.
Yeah.
There really is a demand for Stormtrooper collectibles, but
Yes.
something like an open edition because people want to have armies of those Stormtroopers.
We are definitely have to release Stormtroopers, right? And we probably have to release few different versions. And I did tell Dan, maybe we should bring them out as a pack of 4, pack of 5, and you get them. So we're still working out how we can actually do that. And technology wise, and inside the VeVe app, how we release them. Otherwise, I did say, maybe we release them at a cheaper price and then people can buy hundreds out there. But we also want to make sure it is collectible and we want to bring that premium aspect. So let me think how we do it. We just need to be more careful and smart how we bring that one out. I'm actually very surprised that Jabba the Hutt, hasn't actually sell out. It's bloody crazy.
Oh.
I mean, have you put one out in AR and walk behind him and see all the secret Easter eggs we put in?
Yes.
And that, is crazy. But I did work out the other day. There will ever be 477 complete set of every Star Wars be coming out.
Oh, nice. And I have a great
because
question for my collectors. Yeah.
Because you count some of the secret rare we bought out so small amount, and why we did the some of these additional lot bigger is because we really believe the new Star Wars fans, when we start marketing it, they will want Jabba the Hutt. They will want to own it. I mean,
100.
He's. I do not see we're going to do a second version of Jabba. So you have to own a Jabba.
I need one.
And then I told Dan we have to do some diorama. We need to bring up different themes, where people can put him in and start building the world. And that's what my dream is. I don't want to promise anything. My dream is to bring out that whole diorama where you can be plotting in your living room and put these figures on it and build a whole scene like you do in the back of the Hasbro toy box, what it looks like. My biggest Star Wars collection in my collection. My biggest Star Wars collection has to be artworks. I do own few original artwork from Lucasfilm, from their talent, the painter, and I managed to buy them legally because George Lucas passed on the work. Because as you guys will all know, George Lucas has the first right of refusal to buy the original artwork. And I do believe he's setting up a museum of all the work that he collected over the last maybe 30, 40 years now. And it was very fortunate that he just has so many. He has passed on some of the work he didn't want to purchase. I managed to scoop them up. So I've been starting to collect a lot of these artwork on canvas, on print, whatever I try to get my hands on. So artwork, I have a lot. Toy figures, I missed out all the unopened box stuff. I have recently been looking at the heritage auction and things like that. They are just going for crazy money now. I mean, you've seen the Boba Fett with the
that one is crazy.
One auction house offered me one for 155,000, but I will have to. That would be based off 2-year wages for me. So I go, well, do I want to eat and keep living, or do I buy a unopened figure in a PSA graded box? It was very tempting. But no one came in go half with me. But I was offered one last year for about, I think, 150 or 160 or 155. Very crazy money. Whoever collected these toys, they scored big time. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm happy. I got the VeVe version, right? I got the Boba Fett.
That's nice too. Yeah. David, do you have a couple more minutes time, or?
Yeah, let's go for another 20 minutes.
Okay, nice. I have another great question. What's David's favorite VeVe collectible? There's one?
He's going to make a run, whatever he says.
I honestly have many. I honestly have many. They are collectible that you just you out there, you just go, that is very, very good piece of artwork when you buy an AR, right? When you're seeing, like I say, the Monster Hunter, the Falcana, it's if you've seen the dragons, that's pretty much on par, on point with what you see in the game. That's cool. Obviously, I told people many times what's our favorite. The favorite is more memorable. About Toll was the first VeVe collectible that came out. Throughout the time in the history now, in a couple years in VeVe, some of the Steamboat Willie one, which I mentioned before, for the reason the Steamboat Willie was a 2D cartoon, and VeVe managed to bring it out in animation with sound in 3D. So we're changing and innovating with these brains. Some of the artwork, Patrick Hugh, God, I mean, you've seen it in AR and you walk around it, you really get that optical illusion feel. Comic book, some of the best collectibles still comic book. I think we minted over 4.5 million comic book, and I'm trying to collect collect one of everything. Even getting one of everything is actually getting very, very difficult. So for the fans out there, even owning one of every common one, it's very tough to own now. So those are good. But every single item that we're bringing out now, moving on, we expect the markets start to diverse to things that you like. If you love Star Wars, it's very likely you're going to try to get one of every single artwork. If you like the Disney park, you probably try to get one of every park posters. If you love the Disney series, you're probably going to go for every Disney collectible out there that we bring. We don't expect every single fan is going to have the ability to purchase every single item we bring out. And it was never in our intention that we will only bring out one sort of collectible to fit all the market, because people who love Batman also love Marvel products, and people who love Marvel product probably love Disney products, and go vice versa. Happy Tree Friends, that's just crazy funny stuff, right? And then we're gonna, so we are gonna start bringing out more regional type of products. So we've seen it in Happy Tree Friend, for example. You see that as a very niche market. We had the Monster Hunter. A lot of people who love gaming will know that. Then we coming up, we got a few more very nostalgia brands like Little Princess from the France. So not every single product coming out will be for everyone's taste. Even Lamborghini. I know people don't like Lamborghini, so we're going to bring out other car models as well that is, might be more suitable for family use. So I'm looking forward to bring different brands onto VeVe, different type of car. It's never always have to be a sports car. It could be a SUV we're going to bring out, or it could be a concept car that you could never buy. And that's what collectible is. It's about able to buy things you couldn't get.
By the way, Caro has a question. David, do you collect cars too?
Yeah, I collect model cars.
Oh,
model cars.
Just model, few model cards. Not too many. I've been collecting them because I know what's coming out in VeVe. So I kind of tried to get a die cast and look at it and try to understand why will people want to own this. We do have, I can't name the brand, but we do have a car coming out that's, it's not supercar. It's a more family use car. We kind of think eventually when you're in the VeVe-verse, you're going to have a garage, right? And you can't, you can park all sports cars, right? But you also want to have other cars that you drive every day. So we're trying to be in line with what real life is in people's life. You're not going to, everyone loves to have a Limbo, right? Or a DB5, but we're going to be more realistic and bring few vehicle that it will look nice in the room, and you could share it with your family as well.
Sounds nice.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite car, and why is it the Batmobile?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love the Batmobile, the 1989 Batman. The original, the rocket in the front.
One.
I grew up in the era, and I do have the Batman's one of my most favorite, character out there, just because the time that I grew up, and that was very big. I did meet Falcoma once. I do have his autograph in the back. I was actually going to get it framed. I saw him in London filming TV con maybe 4 years or 5 years ago. And I got him to sign one of the original photo I have for Batman Forever.
That's awesome.
Very, very cool. Yeah. So I grew up in that era. So yeah, have to have it. Yeah, so that's one of my most favorite vehicle as well.
Yeah, I have two standing around. I don't have the 89 one, so that would fit my collection well. So let's make it happen.
I funny thing is, this is crazy. I went to a local. I live in New Zealand. I went to a local shop 3 weeks ago, and the shop owner, I don't even know how he knows. He just go, "Oh, I heard you love Batman, and I found this, and I want to give it to you." So he gave me one of the original Batman comics.
Oh, I had this as a kid.
Yeah. So crazy, right? I mean, that's a symbol I know when I grew up. Seriously,
Yeah,
I went to a local shop just not far from
That was a
here,
great novel.
and the guy came up to me and just go, I found this one. I really want to give it to you. I think you will appreciate it a lot more. And he did. So yeah.
Nice.
So you just started a journey to now get a 9.8 of this?
I don't even know how he managed to get this one. It wasn't even printed by DC.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's a full color one as well. Pretty nice. Yeah.
I saw that these were going up in the collector's market since the release of the Flash trailers, because they saw Michael Keaton. That was the reason this comic got a little bit boom, and there were a lot of more copies sold on eBay, etc. So this is really on the uprising right now.
Okay, fantastic. What was that question that fan I was asking? Why no announcement for Patrick Hughes? This is the yeah. We didn't announce it this week.
Okay.
I think we totally forgot. That's why. Yeah, we definitely should announce it. Yeah, we'll do that this week. I'll make sure I bring it up with Alex in the call.
Nice. Okay. Will you be coming to France this year?
Yeah, we did get invited to a show in Monaco in May, but we couldn't make it in with schedule. We were gonna try to come in. We'll try. We'll see if we have anything in Europe this year. Yeah, that's if we don't, we promise we will be doing a circus in Europe coming up. We know we owe the European fans something, so that's planning in. But the honest truth is, there's just so much stuff happening in VeVe at the moment. I mean, I'm very happy that the drop waitlist is coming up this weekend. There will be. I better not say much. Yeah, I mean, it's a good feature to have. I mean, that will prevent bots, things like that. We've seen how it's going to work. So the first test will be going on. But in regards to the gold and silver logo holders, there is a gold and silver version of it that will be coming out of the new VeVe logo.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, we haven't decided how we're going to do it, whether it's going to be part of the crafting or you have to turn up event or we'll do an airdrop. So just be with us, but the whole point was that we want all the fans out there to able to get one of the logo out there that we're practicing to drop. And just so you understand why we're dropping the edition so small, because that's the purpose of what the waitlist is about. So we make the edition smaller to see if it works, because if we make a big edition, then there's no point having a waitlist. So it was intentionally done to fit the program, the beta test for the waitlist.
Yeah, thanks for explaining. I think many people think, why is this edition number so low? And I thought we get 20,000 of this, but Nice.
Well, otherwise, yeah.
David.
Otherwise, if it's 20,000 edition, then we don't need to waitlist this product.
Yeah.
So we thought it through. Yeah. So, and that's why we dropped it. We only put $8 on it. I negotiated so hard with the IP owner, the licensor.
I have another question, probably from Asia. Any Asia event, David?
Yeah. Yes, I will be. We are looking at possibly a Singapore Comic Con. They have invited us to be part of that. Personally, I will be up in Asia in about a couple weeks' time. I will be heading to Japan. We got a series of major meetings, so I'll be there maybe 3 or 4 days. I think I will be in Taipei throughout a period of that, just tidy things up, meet our team, and then hopefully we can work something out in the Singapore Comic Con or some meetup somewhere in Asia again. We did that last year.
Okay.
With a close small group, wasn't really announced.
By the way, do we have other digital collectibles out there as an NFT, or do you have only VeVe NFTs? Collectibles?
There's a very, very famous artist I love very much. Some of you guys might have seen some of his work, and I have mentioned it in previously video. Daniel Arshan. He does, he does a lot of collab. He did a Pokemon series, and he did an NFT. But I also have the original artwork, the study of the NFT here hanging of his one-of-one Popper's drawing of it. So I do have the NFT version as that. I was very tempted to purchase Takashi Murakami, which I totally missed out on. I know Daniel, yeah. I missed out on the Damien Hirst. I missed that one, but that's all right. I'm not gonna cry over that. Now, there's another artist I really freaking love, James Jean, American, I think Taiwanese-born artist, super popular, fine art. Yeah, he did his NFT last year. I didn't buy it because for many reasons. Not because the artist, it was so complex for me to purchase on that platform. It was just so hard to purchase. That's the beauty about the VeVe app, is that you
Absolutely.
can buy things. It was it was just difficult to buy from.
Yeah, we've seen this many times now with the difficult buying experiences. I remember the Matrix movie, they had a big drop, and I was really interested in that, but it was so difficult to get it. I saw someone who tried for 8 hours. There's an online video, and then he got it like in the morning on the next day. Then he was able to drop it.
That one was so hard. Even the artist sent me, even someone I know sent me the link. I clicked the link, I went in, and I had to buy this token to do this, to do that.
Yes.
Now, I just go, this is just a bit too hard for me.
There was a possibility to just buy with your credit card, but most credit cards got declined, so that didn't work for most people. So it was a complete mess. Yeah.
By the way, David, my last question to you: do you buy DC comics?
Yeah, heaps DC comics.
But do you collect them digital too on I don't know the right side?
The Palm. No, unfortunately, I haven't. I do own the physical copy. I haven't managed to purchase any physical Palm one, and it's actually got nothing to do with biggest competitive. No, I just honestly haven't had time to jump on it. I do have to sometimes ask Alex, what's Palm releasing? Am I missing anything out? But I'm pretty sure I can go back and collect it. I mean, they are pretty widely circulated. And I'm not really into any specific issue. I'm more in it for the artwork, the cover artwork. Um, you know, if there's some really amazing artists come on, I'll definitely jump on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And Superman #1, amazing. It's I own a couple of the original physical copies graded, so I mean I'll probably get a digital one sometime when the price is a bit more reasonable.
Can you say which grades, David?
I have a one that's very low grade, and I have one that's pretty high grade. The low one is in below 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are not many high grades.
No,
what does
not
high grade mean? I guess the
Yeah.
highest grade is like an 8.0 or 8.5. I'm
Yeah,
not
I haven't
sure.
got that.
So
I
high
haven't
grade in
got
that
that.
regard is really
I haven't
okay.
got that.
That's great. What I was trying to say, I feel a lot of sentiment in the market, and this is something I seen people fight over. Like, is it DC or is it on VeVe or whatever? And I feel like you guys don't have that. You're not that confrontational. It's not like you release Marvel, so we have to be Marvel and no more DC comics. So it's just like we have a market, we're all in it, and we're in it together because we all have like a good effect. If people buy comics, let's say on Palm, they will also come to VeVe to buy Marvel because it's the same market.
Yeah, I never, I never ever tell people not to buy something in someone else's platform. Or another word is I never wanted to talk another platform down, because we actually in this whole industry together. When the tides are down, the market's soft, everyone is soft. What we are scared is that, when competitors go out of business, it's actually bad for the industry, because people think, oh wow, there's not enough demand, that's why they're not doing well. We in VeVe try to avoid, when someone's releasing a big product, we try to schedule out of it. In fact, we probably a company that compromise a lot more, because we don't want we understand the consumers only have so much spending power, and if you all try to fight for that money in that one day or that one drop, it's actually just going to sabotage everyone, and it looks bad for the industry. And I need to be honest, I do see a lot of our competitive maybe talk down at us or pay influence to do certain things. I mean, I don't actually think it needs to be a necessary thing to do that, because, like you say, a lot of our customers actually buy their product because they got onto VeVe. They go, oh, I clicked this, I will also like to click that. Like I have said early on, if you love DC, it's very likely you're gonna love Marvel. If you love Marvel, it's likely you're gonna love Monster Hunter and Lamborghini. What VeVe offers is a diverse content. You and VeVe will continue to champion that. Is that every collectible, like what I have here behind me, I have a Matt Gondek sketch sitting up there. Above him, there's Steve Tolson dragon, then with Coles, because that's how I display my collectible behind me. I'm never gonna have only Marvel collectible and never see a DC. So, and that's one of the beauty about our strength, and we always champion that to our licensors to tell them that they live together. Superhero lives together. They play together, and we'll continue to, that's our mandate and our goal. Yeah, but and we welcome all our collectors out there to experience other people's products as well.
Yeah.
That is an awesome statement.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is great.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, you never see me or any of my team member on Twitter to say, well, this is no good, that's no good.
Yeah.
Because everything is everything has a market for that particular market, that clientele. We, people who doesn't like VeVe collectible, I mean, it's fine. I mean, we don't expect everyone love. We almost competing with the physical world, right? I mean, the people in the physical world so deep in is basically talking us down already. You don't actually need another inside industry player to talk down one of another. That's just not how it should work.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
statement, David. Yeah, I'm speechless. I have one last question for you.
That's all right. Yeah.
And this is about the Banksy art. It was announced in LA. Is it possible that we can see this art this year, or is it
yes. Yeah,
more-
they are ready. So what we many of you guys probably know, I'm a huge collector of beer bricks, and beer bricks is made by Medicon. Medicon brought out a series of sculpture in 3D of interpretation of what Banksy did in street art. So we got the flower bomber, and we got a few other things that's in the lineup. We are going to be bringing them out. I have seen the sign off for it. We were going to be waiting for the wait list to come out first before we release it. We were going to release it earlier, but myself and Dan have decided that we'll pull it out to the wait list because that would be more fair. I believe the first series is the famous flower bomber that will come in 4 different colors. And once again, these are not endorsed by Banksy. He doesn't endorse anything. These are sculptured and licensed by Medicon and Brandalism. And we're very lucky to bring them out. And I think they will look freaking cool in showrooms.
Yeah, thanks for
And this was
clarification.
transparency.
Yeah.
This is how you do transparent communication. This is awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yes, and we must unfortunately come to the end. And yeah, it was a great conversation, conversation. And maybe we repeat this in the future with you if you have time. And
definitely. I think it's really just a time difference between New Zealand and France. So I mean, I'd love to be on the show again. I wish you guys all well. I think tomorrow we're dropping the USPS stamp. It's another quite big one, and many of you don't know, huge collector in stamps. We're very lucky we will be releasing New Zealand Post stamp for the very first time coming up as well. And New Zealand Post is giving us a very good set of New Zealand early stamps coming out. Very small run, first appearance for New Zealand Post in VeVe. So we're really, really proud that we're now getting many other licensor and brand and country involved in this.
That sounds very nice, David.
Hopefully one day we'll get the hopefully one day we'll get the German postal service join on VeVe as well.
Yeah, that's quite a big collection too.
Yeah, we definitely have to get some of the old grill stuff. This is the older stuff that people are after, and because they never had a chance to collect them. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Okay, then we end the stream at this point too. If you like this stream, give the stream a like, and if you want to follow me, follow me here on YouTube too. And now we can say thanks und danke an jeden, der dabei war. And we see us on another stream and another collector talk, I think next week for the German people. And yes, have a nice evening, have a nice day to the German guys, and yeah, goodbye.
Thank you. Ciao.